our next episode, we're gonna talk more about adversity. But I want
Right.
to know, like, what was your mind state when you tore your ACL? Because that was your first major injury for real.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, what was your mind state when it occurred? Did you know it was the ACL initially? Uh, and just what was some things that you was able to do to try and get you out those dark spaces? Because only people that kind of been through it can understand what those dark spaces are when it
Right.
come to trying to come back from an injury.
Vaughn, I played the next play. That was third down. That was second down when I tore my ACL. Somebody legged with me on the back, and I was in NFL Europe, and it was almost like you shake your knee off. Like, golly, something happened to my knee. Goodness, we've all been there. Like, golly, what happened? So I played the next down, and I went to the sideline. I'm like, this don't feel right. My knee was very, very loose. Um, to get back as soon as possible. That's the
Mm.
mentality. And can you reach out to anybody that's been successful in rehabbing? Not anybody that tore the ACL and not anybody that's had surgery. What does the rehab look like, and were you ever yourself again? Or would you ever would be yourself? So that was my number one question, Vaughn, that haunted me, that I thought about daily in my rehab. Will I be the same guy again? And I remember that, falling on my knee after surgery, and the doctor said, "You fine, you fine, you 100% ready to go. I'm gonna release you to play ball." And I got tackled, and my knee hit right on the turf, and I said, oh man, And when the doctors came on the football field, they twisted the knee like you do on the ACL and see if it's intact, and they said, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Oh, am I?" So it's the fear.
But it's the
It's the fear.
mental. It's the
Yeah,
mental. It's
yeah,
not the
yeah.
physical.
Yeah, that's it. It is the mental and the fear of will I get back, and the mental of can you ever compete? And not only that, Vaughn, if you put all your eggs in one basket, and I hadn't told you this before, and this is very, very good for you to hear. If you put all your eggs in one basket, it's going to really mentally drain you, because if you don't have any others outside of not said income, but worth or provision to be able to do something others outside of it, then you in no man's land. So when
Mm.
I told my ACL, I'm like, hey man, what's next? Do I have any more skill sets? Do I have any more tools in my toolbox to be a successful human? So that can get you down and depressed right there, because everything you lived up for, everything you practiced for, everything you wanted to be and dreamed of, that's taken away for a flash. That's it
Right.
for a flash, and then you wondering who am I now? And if you put all those if you put your whole life into sports, whole life into your profession and your job or whatever, when something happens, that's the mental health. That's the problem when you look at it and like, hey man, what do I have to offer to society? So I'm not saying Paul George is going through that, but that's what I went through. I'm like, what's next? You've been playing ball all your entire life. All you dreamt about is playing football. Yeah, you do have a degree, but who are you?
Mm.
That's what'll eat you up mentally.
And that goes back to give a analogy for those that never played sports, never suffered an injury. Just think about how you felt when you was watching Friday Night Lights and Booby Miles tore his ACL and what he said to his granddaddy or to his uncle.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah, yeah.
this is all I know. Like this is well, what
And
we
that's
gonna do
real,
now?
brother.
What we gonna do now? And I just want to say for parents that's pushing their kids to sports, that's why I'm always around. Of course, when it's competing to be the best, but also put other things in their hands. See if they like aerodynamics, they like
That's
space,
right.
they like airplanes, if they like insects, dive into that as well so they just a bit more well
You said
rounded
insects, yeah.
because you never know how long, all of this is a blessing. We can't take no day for granted, but we don't know when it can be taken away from you. And I got players, teammates of mine. Like I can think about, it's a blessing to know how far you went. And just to ask, so you didn't tear your ACL with the Buccaneers?
Well, it was NFL Europe then. So that off season, yes, that off season, I went to Europe to play. I was employed
So
by the
so
Bucks.
during those times, you during that time, if you on the Bucks roster, it's like how the G League got, how the NBA got the G League, where you can be in the
Yeah,
G
exactly.
League and then you can be
Ex-
playing on the G League team, but then you still with the NBA. So you went to
Absolutely.
NFL. I thought when you was with NFL Europe, which don't make sense because it does say NFL Europe. I
Right,
thought
right.
that was a different. Like, okay, you
No,
not in the
no, no.
NFL right now.
No,
You
I was in the NFL.
in it. So and you was in Frankfurt, Germany, or
Yes,
you was
sir.
in Frankfurt at the time. So that happened then. It didn't even happen in Raymond James Stadium.
No, sir. No, no. That happened in the offseason. That happened like in May. I think in May. On the
So
offseason May. Yes.
so did you want to go out there when they sent you to NFL? Did you want to go Europe or you?
That's a beautiful question, Vaughn. And here's the deal. Tony Dungy drafted me. I had been in the Bucks for 2 years, and then John Gruden came in, but I didn't have any film. I didn't have any
Mm,
film, so to get film, I needed to go out there just in case because I only signed a 3-year deal. So to get film and then have somebody, if Bucks cut me or I didn't make the team and John Gruden came in, that they can go back and say, hey, well, he did this and not have to go back on the Georgia Tech days.
right.
So that's why I say, hey, well, let me go to Frankfurt Galaxy, which was extension, just like you saying, like a G League. So that's why I went to try to get film and make sure that, hey guys, I can still play because the Bucks hadn't given me an opportunity. Brad Johnson, Sean King. So I needed to go over there to make sure that, hey man, I can still play, and that's what happened. Yes.
Man. So and then going okay, once that occurred, when was it do you feel like talking about the rehabilitation process, getting the mindset of okay, I can go because obviously you further went along, played behind with the Colts for a year,
Right.
had a stint there, and then played a few years, quite a few years with arena football, and where you was back in your prime then. So
Right.
when was it where you felt comfortable and had the mindset like, okay, I'm back. You know what I mean? All I need is an opportunity to be able to take the Orlando Predators to the Arena Football Championship.
And that's another thing. That's a great. I mean, I love that, Vaughn, because that's what happened when I got a workout with the Indianapolis coach, Coach Tony Dungy. After my first season with the Orlando Predators, um, they invited me in, went for a workout, and they signed me. And a beautiful thing, even when I want to go back to that character situation, the reason why I went to Orlando or got that opportunity is Jay Gruden, John Gruden's brother.
Brother. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said that he loved the way I carried myself in the building. He said that when I get a chance, that I would want that guy to lead my football team because he's an all-time arena great as well. But the way I carried myself in the building is why he offered me that opportunity to go to Orlando and produce some of the arena football deals. He said when guys came around that I was dressed nice and I was always, a student of the game. I was, being first in, the last out. So that is what he loved about me. It gave me an opportunity in Orlando. When I got that opportunity and performed, that's when Coach Dungy again called to say, "Hey, I want to call you, or I want to bring you in here for a workout, and let's see where that goes." And it was so favorable because again, I didn't know where to go, Vaughn.